Tesla, the world's EV, guys. And we just completed our first road trip in the Blue Beetle. If you don't know who the Blue Beetle is right now, come on, man. So I encourage everyone name their car. By the way, drop down in the comments. What's the name of your car? But anyways, let's jump into this thing, man. So, first road trip with the Blue Beetle. Don't forget, guys, if you like what you see, you like the content, help me help you. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. Anyways, man, look, first off, range anxiety. Okay, before we began this road trip, I didn't really want to take the Tesla. I have the standard range. Those of you that don't know. So, long range, you'd be more than fine. But anyways, standard range, I had range anxiety. I was like, oh, I don't know where the chargers are. I don't where are all the chargers? Will it be charged enough? Will I get there with it charged? And bro, it was so smooth. It actually was kind of exciting. It was kind of exciting because you kind of have to plan. You it's not you obviously it's not always a overburden, right? But you do have to somewhat plan your trip because obviously you're gonna have to stop at a supercharger. Um, I stopped twice. I didn't have to. So on the way there, I believe it was, I would say 60% downhill. I don't know. It seemed like it was morely downhill. On the way back, it was morely uphill. Or it may have been vice versa. Either way, on the way there, I only had to stop once. I stopped twice because I didn't realize that the Four Seasons can actually charge your car for free. Wow, duh. But anyways, um, I stopped twice because I wanted to get there with like 60% if we needed to go somewhere else or whatever the case was. But I didn't have to. I only needed to stop one time. This is about a 5, 6 hour drive, right? I believe roughly 300, 250 miles, something like that. So, 2 hours away, I had to stop one time, and then I could have actually made it with about 13, 14%. See, now that's when it kind of gets interesting, right? So, when you're in the Tesla, it tells you obviously like, hey, when you get here, you'll have 15, 20, 30% when you get here. Now, that can change as you drive. Say, oh, you're going to get there with 37%. That can change. It can kind of get a little higher, which it never really got higher for me. Maybe about 1% going somewhere because of maybe going downhill. But that also in the very beginning, not necessarily gave me anxiety, but I was like, oh, I gotta pay attention to that. You don't have to, man. So I think the lowest it dropped was like 5%. It was like, oh, you're gonna get to this place in 20%, and I ended up getting there with 15. And it actually, if you pull up the app on your Tesla, the Energy app, which you'll see, I'll show you, obviously. But anyways, you pull up the Energy app. It actually tells you, which I kind of explain it in a separate video. Uh, I kind of explain. Pretty much, it tells you what's taking from the battery, right? Whether it's the air conditioning or whatever. But whatever the case is, you don't have to suffer from range anxiety as I did in the beginning of the trip. You can blast the AC. You can do all that. Nothing dramatically drops the battery, really, honestly. I mean, I thought, oh, I have to go 70 miles per hour because, I need to conserve energy. Well, after the first stop, I didn't go 70 again. I actually never went 70. I went 75. But after the first stop, I was like, I don't need to go 75 miles per hour. So I was pushing 80 the rest of the way. Every now and then 75, mainly because maybe I was behind somebody and I was FSD the whole trip. That's a whole nother conversation. Bro, Tesla is unmatched, bro. You're on a road trip. Full self drive is I mean, there's nothing like it, bro. Nothing like it. Now, obviously, I had full self drive before, but on the highway, you hit that boom, full self drive, and there's nothing like it, brother. Unmatched, brother and sisters. They're unmatched. You can just get, have you a coffee, whatever the case, whatever, obviously pay attention, but it is the smoothest thing on the planet. It was a dope experience. Can't wait to do it again, excluding a rock chip. I thought I left unscathed. I end up having about like a rocks. It's almost like a scratch the size of my fingernail. I'll explain it obviously in a video too. But let's jump into these videos, man. And yeah, road trips with the Tesla, unmatched, exciting, phenomenal, and very comforting. Also, I wanted to do a big shout out to evbase.com. I love those guys. Don't forget, you can get 20% off with Tesla World's EV off evbase.com. Anything on there, they have all the accessories for all EVs. Definitely Tesla. Love those guys. Everything on my car, as I've told you guys plenty of times, is all EV based. But they sent me this side skirt and that I cannot wait to put on. I will actually be doing that in a separate video, so stay tuned for that video of me putting that side skirt on. That will also be intriguing, interesting, because your boy, honestly, I am not a tool guy. I am not a guy that likes screwing things in and stuff like that. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not that guy. So this should be funny, but can't wait to put those side skirts on. It's like the last missing piece externally. So look out for that, guys. Once again, EV Base, they are great. Go check them out, man. All right, man. We over here at this supercharger. All right. Tesla, the world EV, guys. I am on my way to Four Seasons, Arizona, Scottsdale. Now, as I will say, so I heard a lot of people tell you to go 70 miles per hour. I would recommend it. I didn't necessarily, because to the first supercharger, it was only 120 miles. I have the standard range, let me remind you, but I got here with about 32%. So, and excuse me, I was going 80 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour, got here with 30. No, that's a lie. Okay, so, well, not a lie. I was going about 75 half of the way, and then I went 80 the other half. So about 60 miles, 75, 60 miles, 80 miles per hour. I got here about 32%. But I did notice when I did start to go about 70 miles per hour when I first started this trip, starting from Las Vegas, I noticed I would have gotten here with about 37% is what it had anticipated or predicted or whatever. So, excuse this train. So I would recommend 70% or going 70 miles per hour because it would give you about 5 to 10, I guess, percent, give or take. But I mean, if you're going to get somewhere with about 30%, I mean, that's fine. That's all right. I would say if you're going to get somewhere and it's predicting like 10, 12% or something like that, which I believe is the next stop is about 12%. So I will be going 70 miles per hour for sure. And I hear it's all uphill. Get, given the reason why you might want to go about 70, the whole way. I believe also it is, an extra 30 miles, something like that. Something like that. So we shall see. Stay tuned. First road trip in the Blue Beetle, guys. On my way. And I will keep you guys updated, of course. Which will be probably about a few hours for me and 5 seconds for you guys. Okay, I actually wanted to touch bases back on this again because I couldn't see whether that was the camera was, on this perfectly as it is now. So this right here is your energy. Obviously, you go here, you go to energy,
and it takes you here. This is actually quite useful. Definitely if you are one of those guys like me who had range anxiety, because this is my first road trip. So in a Tesla. Now, this tells you everything. Like, this tells you how much consumption your climate's taking, battery conditioning, elevation, which is pretty important because if you're going uphill, obviously that can be important depending on, how long and when you're going downhill, whatever the case is, and then everything else. So pretty much what this does is this tells you like, hey, it may not tell you, but if it's getting to the point where your battery is starting to drain, this can give you an idea. Like, you might want to turn off your AC, give or take, if you have to. Look, guys, I am probably number one range anxiety because once again, I have the standard range. Okay, I had no issues. I could have gone 80 for 2 hours straight up. I could have gone 80 and gotten to the second supercharger, which we didn't have to go to, but we wanted to take a little detour, and I kind of wanted to just to get to the Four Seasons with about 60%. So instead of getting to the Four Seasons with 15%. So anyways, long story short, I could have did 80 to Four Seasons and got there with about 10%. So not a problem at all. But at the same time, if you're ever in a situation where you need to and you're in like a dead zone where there isn't superchargers, then yeah, you might want to pay attention to this dramatically, because this will give you tips on how to save 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%. You know what I mean? Because I believe if I would have gone 70 versus 80 miles per hour, I didn't go 80 the whole way. I could have, but I went half, about 75, half 80. I never went 70. That was just kind of too slow. So, but if I would have gone 70, I would have gotten to the Four Seasons with about 18% instead of 13, 12, 11%. So I would have saved about 5, 6%, give or take, which if you're in that situation, that dire dead zone situation, that 5, 8% might dramatically help you. So me, it was not a big deal. These things go further than you think, give or take. And also, once again, you go 70 miles per hour, you turn off the AC, you're going to go further and save more battery life. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys, obviously show you in detail what that looks like. Those of you that didn't really know, because honestly, I didn't. I knew off of just, in my head, but I knew about this app, but I completely forgot about it. And honestly, next time on my way back, I'll show you guys, but driving on my way back, I'm pretty much gonna have this up. So there you have it.
Express your feelings well. I can't put it into words, but with you we can understand each other. She has always been and always will be. All my love to you, my endless gratitude to you, to the stars that fall from my eyes. I promise I'll always be by your side. I'm by your side. I'm by your side. I'm by your side. I'm by your side.
This is the lovely Four Seasons. That is correct, my friends. We have made it to the Four Seasons. Show y'all the view real quick. Blue Beetle did his thing. Hell of a view. Heck of a view. But yeah, man, road trip was nice. Everything went smooth. Well, besides that scratch I told you guys about from that dirtbag truck, that will eventually, when I go back to Vegas, immediately have to get fixed. But it's not too bad. Once again, it's, just a little slit. Not too bad. Could be worse, guys. Never let little stuff like that ruin your day. It ruined my day. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, nah, I love it here, man. It's dope. About to head to the pool for a little minute, because it is about 80 degrees in Arizona right now, fellas.
And that's that. Look, fellas, if you enjoyed what you just seen, don't forget once again to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. This is your boy Abraham, Tesla the world's EV, guys. Stay tuned for that side skirt from EV Base video. I'm outros.